with an update on Scott Hall and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report for March 14th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official, and also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. After Scott Hall suffered a fall which required hip surgery, complications from the procedure would cause clotting and heart attacks and lead to the pro wrestling star being put on life support. Hall's longtime friend Kevin Nash took to Instagram to update fans on the situation. Scott's on life support. Once his family is in place, they will discontinue life support. I'm going to lose the one person on this planet I've spent more of my life with than anyone else. My heart is broken, and I'm so very sad. I love Scott with all my heart, but now I have to prepare my life without him in the present. I've been blessed to have a friend that took me at face value and I him. When we jumped to WCW, we didn't care who liked or hated us. We had each other. With the smooth Baron Bloom, we changed wrestling both in content and pay for those a lot that disliked us. We were the outsiders, but we had each other. Scott always felt he wasn't worthy of the afterlife. Well, God please, have some gold-plated toothpicks for my brother. My life was enriched with his take on life. He wasn't perfect, but as he always said, the last perfect person to walk the planet they nailed to a cross. As we prepare for life without him, just remember there goes a great guy. You ain't going to see another one like him again. See you down the road, Scott. I couldn't love a human being any more than I do you. Fans would also react to this tragic news on Twitter. Just heard the news, rest in peace, Scott Hall. Hope heaven can make an exception and let this bad guy in. Let me get a hey yo from everyone in honor of this great wrestler. Absolutely heartbroken. Another good one going to be gone soon. Rest in peace to the bad guy Scott Hall. My heart and soul weep for you. You will be missed by so many. Really gutted to hear the news of Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. Growing up, Razor was one of my favorites. One of the best heels of the era. Yeah, the character. It's complicated. And it's also true Scott Hall had a complicated life. I'm keeping him in prayer. The man went to one of the hardest hoods in Miami for a promo in character. That alone is epic. Damn, Scott Hall. One of my favorite wrestlers, aka Razor Ramon. Godspeed, and I wish you all the best of luck. My prayers are with you, man. Kevin Nash announced that we'll be losing the GOAT today. He's by far the coolest guy I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and my favorite wrestler of all time. I'll never forget Scott Hall. Hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Following his WWE debut, AJ Styles would take part in one of his most memorable feuds against John Cena. During the program, Styles would be banned from saying "beat up John Cena," as Anderson and Gallows recalled what took place on Talkin' Shop. Unfortunately, when you walk the line the way we walk the line, we've had a lot of those matches where I hope we entertain you, but on the inside we were thinking, my god, the whole Raw run. We came back from Japan that one time. We did the greatest promo of all time for the club. We were so hungover because we just came back from Japan. We almost fell off the stage when we went to commercial. John Cena was in the ring. We did the whole beat up John Cena for the first time ever. Got a massive pop, a big reaction on social media as well. I don't know how long we said it or if it was just that week. It got hot. I immediately went home and printed beat up John Cena shirts and brought them to the house show loop. We were going to sneak them onto Raw. Vince called AJ and told him, somebody called AJ, I feel like it was Vince, and told him we were never allowed to say beat up John Cena again. For WrestleMania 38, AJ Styles will be taking on the rated R superstar Edge. Recently, many fans have taken notice of Chris Jericho's physique as he looks to be in better shape. Talking about this on Busted Open Radio, AEW President Tony Khan gave Jericho props. I mean, look at Chris. Another reinvention of Chris Jericho. I think one of the most timely ones we've seen. It was perfect timing for Chris to come in with a new iteration of Jericho. He looks much better than he ever in AEW has. I think he looks like peak Chris Jericho right now in so many ways. His physical fitness is through the roof, and we never had him here looking like this. But also mentally, I think having a little time off, Chris came back really sharp, and I really respect what he's doing. On Dynamite last week, the feud between Jericho and Eddie Kingston took another turn as Chris and his new faction assaulted Kingston and Proud and Powerful. Talking to Superstar Crossover about her upcoming match against Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair revealed that her career will come full circle with this bout. I don't know, I feel like it hasn't hit me, but it has. I'm sure that week there's going to be a lot of emotions, just because it means so much to me. Not even as a performer and like being nervous or what it feels like, but I'm like, man, I did it. My career is coming full circle. I won the Raw Women's Championship, the inaugural championship WrestleMania 32 at AT&T Stadium, and now 7 years later, it's Rousey versus Flair in the main event. I've just been so fortunate, it's crazy. Despite coming into WWE as the chosen one, Drew McIntyre would end up released from the promotion without achieving all his goals. While he'd eventually come back and become world champion, he told Metro that Rey Mysterio offered him a helping hand when he was struggling in WWE. I wasn't doing anything significant at the time. My career was on a bit of a downward spiral. I really needed to get into a storyline or work with somebody that could get me on the right path. Rey actually went to Vince himself and told him, "You've got something with this guy. I'd really love to do something with him." Never materialized. They had plans for him, unfortunately, but he really went out of his way to try and push for me. Best remembered as one half of Crime Time, Shad Gaspard tragically lost his life to save his son while in the ocean at Venice Beach last year, and many in the wrestling community were saddened by this loss, as it seems WWE could be honoring Shad at the upcoming Hall of Fame ceremony. Brad Shepard said, "A source in WWE told me to expect the WWE Hall of Fame to acknowledge Shad Gaspard in some way. I'm told they plan on doing something nice for him, but I don't have specifics yet." Speaking of the induction ceremony, WWE announced this morning that Queen Sharmell would be a part of the class of 2022. Since returning to WWE as a babyface, Brock Lesnar looks to be enjoying himself greatly during this stint in the company. Talking about this for WWE, The Undertaker said, "On a personal aspect of happy Brock, I mean, it's cool to see that he's having fun. To get that much personality out of Brock, you can tell that he's having fun with what he's doing, but at ding ding dang, Brock is Brock and somebody's gonna get suplexed. Just as you can count on the sun rising and the sun setting, you could count on Brock suplexing somebody really rough." Brock Lesnar will be facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania in a title unification bout, as a picture of a massive prop has many thinking this could be what the new belt looks like. Signing with AEW last year, former WWE star Tony Nese has the tools to succeed but has not made much of an impact in the company. Talking about this on Busted Open Radio, Mark Henry said Nese needs to find an identity for himself. "I think that Tony Nese is a hell of a talent. I would like to see Tony Nese develop more outside the ring. Tony needs more bells and whistles. He's a guy that just doesn't jump off the page on the microphone. He seems like a nice guy. I don't want to just see a nice guy. I want to see an opinionated guy. I want to see a good guy. I want to see a bad guy. I want to see somebody crazy. I want to see somebody sadistic. Who are you going to be? Who is Tony Nese going to be?" That's the question that needs to be asked to Tony Nese: who are you besides one of the best wrestlers in the game today? How many people look like Tony Nese? Not many. He is spectacular looking to the eye. How many people can just work any match, any style with anybody and do it as fluently as Tony Nese? Not many. So what's the problem? The problem is identity. Despite being 40 years old, Bryan Danielson looks to be in impeccable condition to put on high-profile matches. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Danielson noted that John Cena and LeBron James inspired him to invest in his fitness. Tom Brady, the work he's put in, LeBron James, he came out and said he spends $1 million on his body every year just so he can continue to play basketball at the highest level. That was a light switch that went off in my head because I'm a frugal human being who doesn't like to spend money on anything and almost considered it a point of pride. When I heard him say that, it made so much sense to me. John Cena had mentioned, not to me, he just said it, he got the bus not because I'm a superstar, I should be in a bus. He got it so he could sleep better because that was the only way he could continue doing what he does. I, in no way, shape, or form need a bus, but spending money on my body is something that I only recently, the last year and a half, 2 years, is something that I really invested in. With it previously reported that the likes of Braun Breaker and Ronda Rousey were told to smile more on WWE programming, it seems Sonya Deville was offered the same advice from Vince McMahon as she told out of character. He reminds me to smile a lot, ironically, because I think he loves the demeaning attitude of when someone in my role does something more passive-aggressively and then smiles. I think he thinks that that's so much more powerful than just being like, you're not allowed in this match and better. So that's like a piece of advice he gave me when I kind of first started the role that I've taken throughout, and it's really helped. If you look back at his stuff, he's just genius that when he just gives that grin and he's doing his walk, it's just so hateable. So he kind of gave that to me. It was previously reported that many promotions could be looking to sign Cody Rhodes. Fightful would write, there have been multiple offers on the table from wrestling companies, but haven't been able to confirm which remain on the table or if any are being signed. Companies and the Rhodes camp are all being tight-lipped about it. It's been noted that if he signs with WWE, he could be facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, as we'll be sure to keep you posted on this. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.